Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mike O'Malley with an updated severe weather outlook and discussion for April 19th, 2020, recorded around 5:40 p.m. Eastern Time. We still do have a moderate risk of severe storms today, all the way from Louisiana through parts of Georgia. And the severe weather outbreak has already started. We do have a confirmed, well, what was a confirmed tornado back south of Meridian, Mississippi on a supercell that does seem to be cycling at the moment. We still have a relatively uncontaminated warm sector across this whole entire region today, which is going to probably promote the threat for strong tornadoes, a strong tornado threat later. We already have what could be several supercells that have just popped up here within the last little bit. We have that explosive development starting to occur, and this could lead to gradual supercell formation and persistence across this region later throughout the day today and this evening. We go to the satellite and radar. This is from the College DuPage website. You do notice how we still have a relatively uncontaminated warm sector. All this region right here that is experiencing at least either low clouds or some clearing has really strong instability values. And if we go to the Storm Prediction Center meso-analysis page, we see that we have at least over 4,000 Cape and a small portion of Louisiana. In Mississippi, in through near the Mississippi-Alabama line, and extreme northeastern Louisiana. And that's going to set the stage for some supercells to begin to develop across this warm sector, and that could put down a couple strong tornadoes. And for that reason, the Storm Prediction Center has issued a tornado watch for portions of eastern Mississippi in through portions of Alabama. And we're also watching somewhat of an outflow boundary that's kind of draped across this region right now, that would be draped somewhat around this region, that could locally enhance tornadic development across this region too, along with the warm front lifting to the north. But that warm front has been very slow to occur today, and it's only forecast to move just slightly north over the next 6 hours. This is because we don't really have a cyclone or any cyclogenesis to really force this moisture and force that ascent northward. And for that reason, there's going to be very limited severe weather potential near Atlanta and southward today. There's really from Atlanta northward, there's going to be no severe weather potential today, just a lot of heavy rainfall that could lead to potential flooding. But for the most part, the severe weather potential is really not there today from Atlanta northward. Not to rule out an isolated severe storm or two, but the greatest threat is going to be across this moderate risk region. And in this day one tornado probability, this is the moderate risk 15% region, and even up through the low country of South Carolina could see a couple isolated strong tornadoes. So that's going to be kind of one thing to watch today. And again, the meso-analysis does suggest that we aren't really seeing a strong moisture advection further to the north. And if we take a look at our surface dew points here, we do notice that our dew points aren't really overly that favorable, only in the lower 60s in some cases across portions of southern Georgia today, across portions of southern and southwestern Georgia, even through portions of southeastern Alabama. That moisture advection has not really lifted far to the north. However, we do have pretty strong wind shear in place across the whole entire region, across about 200 to 300 across the whole entire region. That should support more than enough for potential severe weather, including the potential for tornadoes. And we take a look at our STP values. Our greatest STP values are going to be in this open, uncontaminated warm sector, 2 to 3, which is more than enough to support tornadoes and damaging tornadoes. For strong, violent tornadoes, you would like to see over a 1, and that number has definitely exceeded over a 1. So we're certainly continuing to watch that potential. But again, the squall line that is going to be forecast to develop is already developing right now across portions of central Louisiana. Most of this line is not warned. However, I do expect to see more warnings. We're already starting to see some embedded mesovortices that are starting to spin up, and I'd really watch this one cell right now that's kind of coming to near Leesville for the potential of some circulation to develop and maybe an embedded tornado that certainly has more of a embedded supercellular look to it. So certainly this area is really going to be the most favorable over the next couple of hours, really, for the greatest severe weather potential, and then gradually shifting further off to the east with time. But again, really it's going to depend on how far north this warm front will actually surge later tonight. There's a lot of questions about how far that warm sector is going to surge up to the north, and that's going to determine where the greatest severe weather potential lies within. That is going to be it for this evening. Hope you guys stay safe, have multiple ways to receive warnings, and always pay attention to the local media and National Weather Service for your latest severe weather information. Stay safe, everyone, and have a good night.